All right. Good morning, all. Welcome to Power 30 here on this Tuesday. This is my first time actually leading a call. Lisa Young was like, hey, you want to take a Tuesday? And I'm like, well, this is the 1 week of vacation I got before school gets out in the middle of June. So, you know what? I guess I can lead one. Why not? I've only been on like four of these calls in the last year because of my teaching schedule. So I do apologize in advance if this is like the 10th time you've heard this kind of message. But like I said, I have no idea what y'all have heard over and over the last year, but I'm excited to either way bring a quick message. This is, by the way, going to be participatory. So if you're able to participate in this, that's going to be awesome. That's really what's going to be able to drive this message. Okay. Because I think sometimes we learn best from learning from each other, like things that are going on and hearing from each other. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay. So let's see. Here's what we're going to do to get started. How many of you have a dream board? Who's got a vision board, a dream board? Okay, okay, we got some hands up in there. Good, good. Ian, I'm gonna call on you. Tell me what's on your dream board.
All right, my board has the senior Ruby points written down because that's what's going to happen. And I cross them off as I hit different milestones. It's got my morning schedule because if I write it down, then it happens, right? So get up at 5 in the morning, do my devotions, do my workout, step-by-step process that I can check off. And then it's also got team names and a Bible verse that I like to run my team by. I think I posted a lot, Galatians 5:13, as you know. But then it's got my runners and really, honestly, it's just you at this point. But it's got room for more. And then yeah, just things that help me stay focused and encourage me right off the bat in the morning.
All right, I like it, but I'm gonna challenge you because I said dream board, and I know the dream is not Senior Ruby. I know that. I know
Oh,
that's not your dream.
stand
So
by. It
tell me,
says
what are
diamond by
your
December on
dreams?
the top. I correct
No.
it. It says diamond by December up top.
Okay,
That
well,
helps.
what's the dream though? What's the dream? Is your dream to be a diamond in Plexus, or what's your dream? Because again, we talk a lot about the dream, Plexus being a bridge and a tool to the dream. So tell me, Ian, what is your dream?
My dream is to, man, just be able to stay home full time and to run now with this life coaching certification, man. My dream is to honestly break into that atmosphere and that network to where I can focus on just helping first responders deal with, home and shift life, PTSD, stuff like that. Working into Plexus if I need to, keep it separate if I need to, but really just serve people that way also and to grow that side of it.
Nice. See, now that's what I'm talking about. That's dreaming, right? That's going beyond Plexus. That because if you're going to be at the top of this company, this is going to give you options and opportunities that you've never had before, right? That's what this company and this opportunity is going to do for you. Rachel, what's your dream? I'm calling you out.
So mine is to retire my husband again, because when we first moved out here, we were fully retired. Um, and honestly, just be able to focus on my homestead, providing clean food for my family, for our community, and just really having the time and financial freedom to live and give like we've never been able to before.
Mm, I like that. That's really good. I like that. I like that. Anybody else want to share their dream? Like truly, like what is your dream? Feel free to unmute if you got it.
I'll share.
Okay, go for it, Tina.
I want to retire my husband too. And also, I just want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren.
Mm,
I want them to have something that is tangible and that they don't have to work so hard for. I want to do that for them, so they can have things that I didn't have when I was growing up. So that
mm.
that's what I want.
Nice. I love that. I love all of those. And the reason I'm asking you guys to share this is because usually your business starts with a dream, right? Like the reason why we're getting into this is because I think each of us came into this with a dream. And honestly, if you don't have a dream yet, I'm going to challenge you. Like, take a couple hours today or the next couple days and just sit and allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to take in what this opportunity could bring, what the options are, and what the opportunities could be, and truly like vision that and put that on your vision board. That could be like for myself, my daughter wants a horse. She does. She wants a horse. She's a horsey girl, which means an educator salary is not going to work with that. It's just not. For those of you that know the horse world, they are not cheap. part of my vision is being able to get my daughter a horse and allow her to grow up having horses and being able to take care of them. And she's in pony club now, and to be able to give her that opportunity that I know my wife couldn't have when she was young, but I want to be able to give that to my daughter. I want to be able to get out of education, and I want to be able to serve more in my church. I want to be able to go on mission trips. I want to be able to go to, different countries or whatever and help them rebuild. I see all these hurricanes that are coming through, and I would love to just be able to be like, you know what? I'm going to uproot for a couple of weeks and go and help serve these towns that are devastated and help them rebuild. But right now, my 9 to 5, I can't do that. So, part of this business is dreaming, and dreaming big. Allow yourself to truly, if time and finances were not an obstacle, not a barrier, what would the ideal life look like? What are the things that you would be looking to do? So I call this, the first thing is to see it. Okay. There's like 3 things I'm going to go through today. The first one is called see it. And see it is really just dreaming. Okay. Allow yourself to just dream as big as you want. Okay. The next one, and this is the toughest one I feel like in the process, it's believe it. Because you can see something, but you don't always necessarily believe it. Okay. Because that's a mindset thing right there. You got to see it, and then you got to believe it. You got to have so much belief in your mind that it is not only achievable, but that it is going to happen. Okay. Because otherwise they just stay dreams. They just stay things that are in your head that actually never happen. So you got to full on believe that you're able to do this business, that you're able to get to the top of this company, that you are able to make these dreams come to fruition. Okay. I'm going to call out anybody here. Anybody want to just share about their belief? Like, do you truly believe? Do you truly believe that you are not only called to this business, that you are called to serve other people, and that, you know what? You believe that this is going to happen, that you're going to get to the top of the company? Who's got something?
I'll jump on that one because I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
go,
like,
Mike.
I think maybe a couple other people in here have been frustrated at some point in time building their business. And every time I get to that point, I just say a prayer that, Lord, I pray that you put me in the path of those who need my skills and my ability. And
Mm.
it's the strangest thing because within a day or two, and most recently within like 20 minutes, I always find that person. They're like, I've been praying, I've been looking, I've been watching, I've been whatever it is. And people just show up. And there's a reason for that. And there have been at least 2 times I can think of that I'm like, you know what, Lord, if this is what I'm meant to do, like, please just give me the affirmation that I am looking for. And all of a sudden,
Mhm.
like the next day, 2 or 3 people show up and that's it. And there's got to be something to that. People are looking for us, but we have to have that open heart.
Mm. I love that. Yeah, right. You got to have that open heart, and you got to be knowing that it's a process, right? And to put that trust and hope in the Lord that if He's called you to this business, like I know He has for me, that no matter how many days in a row that I don't get responses, no matter how many days, like last night, I went on to check on a guy that he and I were having good conversations to find out, oh, what? He blocked me. Awesome. He blocked me 3 days ago, apparently. That was fun. That was cool. No matter how often that kind of thing happens, that God's put me here for a reason, and I'm going to continue to walk in obedience into that because I know that He's going to bring the fruition at the end. I know He's going to bring the harvest. My job is to plant the seeds and to be obedient and to just do the work that He's given me to do. And that eventually He will, in His timing, may not always be my timing because I'd already be diamond by now, but in His timing, He will make it happen. But it means that we got to continue to do the things, right? And that we got to have that belief that He will provide. That when things are rough, we just don't be like, oh, start questioning, like, I'm not sure He's called me to this. Maybe I'm unworthy. Maybe I'm just not qualified. Maybe I'm not as good of a connector as Ian is with other people. Maybe I'm not as fiery as Rachel is. Maybe I don't have the vocal abilities as Alita, and it's just like that public figure now. It's like it's so easy to get into those games, but that's essentially just comparison, right? That's the point where we start playing the scoreboard game. We're looking at someone else's success and going, why don't I have that? Okay, but we have to learn to get ourselves out of that mindset, and we have to get into this, that I truly believe why I'm here, because I have dreams and I know why that I've been brought here. And I'm just going to continue to put my hope and faith and trust into that because I know that it's going to come over time. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but I know we talk a lot on our team about consistency. Small little steps done each and every day will turn into significant gains over time. It's just how it is. It's that compound effect. If you guys have never read The Compound Effect, truly, I would say read that book. It's a great book. So just like Atomic Habits, it talks about what little steps of action you can do each and every day to build massive momentum and massive success. Okay. So we got, first of all, you got to see it. So you got to have that, you got to have that dream. You got to have that vision of what this opportunity can do for you. What's at the end of the bridge? You know, what's at the end of the bridge for you and your family and for those that you can serve. Then you got to truly believe it. Because if you don't 100% believe it, I'm going to tell you right now, when you start talking to people, they're going to figure that out. If you don't believe in what you have is a gift and an opportunity, they're not either.
have the best health system ever.
Who was that? That's Alicia down there. Alicia chiming in.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you got to believe in it, because really people, I mean, I've been hit up by random people, random business influencers trying to help me coach and scale my business, 7-figure this, 8-figure that, you know, just give me $5,000 and I'll tell you the secrets. It's like, no, sorry, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. He hasn't built that belief in me. You have to believe in what we have and what you got before you can start talking to other people, because your energy is going to resonate with them. They're going to hear it. They're going to see it. They're going to feel it. And they're going to be like, what do you got? A lot of times I talk about it in our relationships with God, right? When you have that relationship with God and you start talking to people, there's a natural energy that comes out of you and a natural light that people go, there's something different about you. I wonder what that is. And then you can start having conversations. Well, it's because of my walk with the Lord. And then, you know, you start to get to share the gospel with them and share Jesus with them. And it's like, we have a similar type gift, you know, that if we truly believe in what we got, people are going to notice that. People are going to see it. And they're going to be like, tell me more about this. How can this help my health? I've been struggling with type 1 diabetes for 20 years. And, you know, I'm seeing some things about this. Tell me how this works. Or, you know, whatever it is, we have to fully believe in what we got. So you got to see it. You got to believe it. And then you got to go do the things. You got to go get it. So it's not only good enough just to see it and to dream it, but if you have dreams without action, they are going to stay as dreams. Okay. The only way to turn dreams into reality is by doing actions to go get it. Yes, Lisa. Right. So you got to see it. You got to have full heart belief, and then you have to go get it. That means you got to consistently show up. You got to consistently do the things. You got to be, yes, messaging people. Do you have to message 500 people a day? No, you can. Sure, go for it. You might burn yourself out a little bit, but you got to be intentional with your messaging. You got to be intentional with your follow-ups. You got to consistently show up every day, not just the days that you feel like it, not just the days where it's convenient, because guess what? Those days are going to be far and few in between, especially a lot of us are juggling maybe 2, 3, 4 jobs with 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. You know, this job is not for the convenient person. It's not, you know, that's not what this business is for. So you got to be able to show up, and you got to be able to go out and do the small things each and every day, because those things each and every day are going to build up to long-term success over time. Okay. Now I know a lot of what my team does as far as day-to-day stuff. I'm going to call on Ian again real quick. Ian, give me some of our like daily non-negotiables as a team. Like, what are some of the things we're doing every day?
Shoot, man. Reach outs, follow-ups. We're checking in with each other. Dang it. There's one that just left my mind. Oh my gosh, dude. It was
I love
like a
putting you on
big
the
one
spot.
too. We've been doing, what's really cool is it's not non-negotiable, but it should be. And a lot of us have been taking it to heart is we starting every morning with prayer time at 7:45 in the morning. That's been a game changer, honestly, coming together. We do weekly check-ins that are non-negotiable. We do the team call every week. You know, someone jumps on and leads it. It's just a lot of encouragement, a lot of team atmosphere, you know, and then just a lot of accountability.
Right. A lot of accountability. Who else has got some daily non-negotiables that they're doing with their team? I'd love to hear it, because sometimes we learn best from hearing from each other. What are the things you guys are doing daily? Come on, Rachel. I know you got some daily non-negotiables. Actually, like walking and doing different things.
Okay. I was like, where's the mute button? It kept flipping. So for me, obviously, you know, customer service is really big. That's something that I feel like I struggled with in the beginning. And one of the reasons that I hired the VA so that I could be more intentional with my time, and that freed me up to have better conversations and not just like, hey, how are you, how's today going? And I felt like I didn't know what to say because I kept saying the same thing every day. And so now that I have specific touch points going out with that VA, it opens up a lot more conversation. And then posting consistently, I tell my people, don't let your stories run dry. Like, constantly have something on your social media, even if it's just your stories. And like, this last week was a character building week for me. And even then I'm like, if nothing else, I have to post on social media. I have to keep my stories running, if nothing else. And so for me, social media is huge because, that's how we advertise, and that's how people see us. And 99.9% of my customer base is from my social media. So that's a huge one for me.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else out there? What are some other things you're doing every day
Okay,
to
so
move that needle forward? Go ahead, Nicole. I knew you
I
had
was
something.
getting-
I had a feeling.
I was doing 2 different calls, so I was like, I want to get in there. So one thing that I noticed that I just thought would be really helpful to kind of share was that I will openly admit that I have been tending to kind of, quote unquote, take the weekend off, right? So I've been taking a difference in not posting in my stories every day, or maybe not posting something every day, whatever it is. Anyways, on average, I'm typically getting about 200 to 300 people viewing my stories a day. That was doubled when I posted on Saturday. Doubled. And I was like, what in the world? Here's what I'm going to say. I posted my family or something personal first, because I have asked people point blank. I went through people who I have signed up over the last month. One of my messages was, what do you enjoy viewing? What do you not enjoy viewing? And in your opinion, what do you think I could be doing more of? And 90% of the people said, I love watching your family. That's what draws me in. So I took that and realized, if I post my family first and kind of get those people in, right? Then I posted something very indirectly about Plexus. Boom, I had double the amount of people that I was exposing, not only to the product, but about success and how this company has changed my life. So it was that really gentle exposure, but realizing how many people you can actually draw in on that, and not taking the weekend off. Like, listen, all my kids are in sports and I was in the car and it was chaotic. I literally did a welcome three-way call sitting behind home plate. It was a whole mess, people. But I told those people, that's the expectation of this business. You can do it anywhere. Sorry, you're going to probably hear me scream at my kid on third base to slide into home. Sorry, but that's the truth of this. So I hope that helps. But that is kind of what I've realized, is I can't take the weekend off anymore. No excuses. It takes 30 seconds to pop in my stories.
That's true. That's true. It is pretty. Yeah, it does not take much, right? Right. And we're
Right.
not saying everybody's got to run 24/7 all the time. I think there is a place for rest. And I think there is a place to decompress a little bit within each week, because, eventually over time we could burn ourselves out, right? And
Right.
so we want to make sure that we're always able to give our best for the people. Absolutely. But I love that, Nicole. One more person before we wrap this up. Who's got it? Some daily non-negotiables. This is
Call
the
'em
inner
out.
teacher in me. I'm about to say,
Call
like,
'em
this is
out.
the inner teacher in me, and I'm just like, I just sit back and wait. Like, I do this with high schoolers all day long. Like, I got 83 minutes of class. If I spend 82 minutes sitting here waiting for a response, I will. Jess knows. Jess is in my class with me. She knows.
I will say, and I'll say this in all transparency, before I hopped on this call, I was on the phone with Alita about a mindset. And I'll just be really clear and transparent. I have a girl from my hometown who's been on Plexus for 8 years. She was the first one to comment on one of my very first Plexus posts and was like, oh my gosh, I've been loving my pink drink for 8 years. I'm like, that's great, whatever. Last month, she decided, she's on Emily Roberts' team, apparently. She decided all of a sudden she's going to start sharing Plexus. You want to talk about fire under my butt? When I've been talking to people for 6 months and they signed up under her. Talk about fire. I let it shake me for a whole week. And every time I posted, she'll do the same post. And so I started getting so mad. I was like, this is crap. And Alita's like, take it as flattering. And I was like, I've been So bitter. I'm being so bitter. But all that to say, we're taking things so personally, and we shouldn't be, right? Like, oh, that person blocked me. It's like, well, that sucks that you're really going to miss out on this opportunity. Don't know what I said that could have been so harsh that you would have blocked me. That's a little ridiculous, but that's just us. That's our opinion, right? Like,
Mhm.
and so I think that was where, if I can tell anybody anything today, like a non-negotiable would be to not take everything so to heart and stop being in that victim mentality of like, oh, they just hate me. No, close-minded. That's not a you thing. That's a them thing. That's okay.
Mhm.
That's okay. So I had that call with Alita this morning, hence the reason I'm still in my pajamas today, because that's what was important to me. I will get dressed at some point today, y'all.
I love it, Nicole. That's awesome. The mindset piece, right? Because a lot of this business mindset is getting into that mindset that we can do it, right? That we can do it. We're not a victim. If somebody blocks us, hey, whatever. Like you said, they missed out on that opportunity. I got 8 billion other people in this world that guess what? I bet there's a couple hundred out there that would love to talk to me and that could use what we got, right? So it's just like next one up.
Guaranteed, if they ever have high blood pressure, if they become diabetic, if they realize they have IBS, all these things, they're like, I remember John Lester years ago talked to me about this. Wait a second. And who's to say, like Dina, they're not going to come back years later? Who's to say, you know, like Rachel, they'll have all these success stories years later. You know, even Connie stopped working the business for a long time and was like, this is truly what makes me happy. I know this is successful. I love the people. I love the community. And don't be afraid to talk about the community, because a lot of people are lonely and they need a community. And this can bring them out of a really, really dark place. So don't be afraid to talk about the business and the community and the friends and the camaraderie and all the things.
That's right. That's right. Like I said, guys, I think we got to get not just with the products, with the opportunity and this amazing community. Like we have 3 different avenues that we can approach people with, and it is phenomenal. So just to recap, remember, if you guys do not have a dream board or vision board, make one. Make one. I'm telling you right now, do it. That's like your homework here. Do that, okay? Teacher, again, giving you homework. Make a dream board. Dream big. If time and money were not an like were they just not even an obstacle, what would you put on there? You're top of this company. What does life look like? What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What is it, like what are the things? Make it as real as you can possibly make it right now. Do it. And then once you make that and you see it, start pumping in that belief. Okay. Because if you're vested in this opportunity, if you're vested in this business, you got to believe in it. You got to sink. You got to do it. I was the biggest skeptic at first, but you got to believe. And like now, I know that I'm going to the top of the company. Okay, I'm actually competing with Rachel, who's going to get there first, but that's okay. It's just the inner competitor in me right there. But yeah, so you got to see it, you got to believe it, and then once you got that belief, let the things that are on that dream board drive it. What you do every day. Okay, so you see it, you believe it, then you go get it. And there's nothing that's going to stand in your way. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build fire. That's how you build the business. So that's what I got this morning. We're almost at 11 o'clock. I'm going to stop the recording and we can go on from there.